Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to build this really simple 45-degree house. So this has been requested quite a lot to kind of do these kind of 45-degree ones, and I've done the warehouse on that as well. This has got a little bit more style with it. I've kind of played around with the 45 style as well. This has kind of got a slight Nordic style though. It's really difficult at 45, and I mean it really is. So it's kind of got these kind of raised edge parts that then have this end piece, which doesn't look that Nordic until you kind of look at it as these kind of horned bits, I guess. And you could probably move these up. I'm just going to try this. Something like that. Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult though, difficult to figure out, but I'm just going to switch that out for that one, and out for that one. And I don't know, you could do something like that. I don't really like it, to be honest. I kind of like this very simple one, and it's very difficult to do it. But as far as tutorial kind of difficulty is, I would put this one as an intermediate, even though this is probably going to be your first 45-degree house. And I actually recommend this one, as I'm going to go through the method as well for how to think about it and how to actually switch something that you'd normally have at the normal angle you're used to building, and how to actually go about changing it. But I would count this as intermediate. Interior wise, it's really difficult to actually get everything to look right, as well as the door having to be in a weird place, but I'll show you a kind of other way. Text pack I'm using before you guys asked is Conquest, so I've switched over to Conquest. It'll be in the description as well in case you aren't an English speaker and you can't hear me, as I've actually had a couple of times. So material is going to need some sort of kind of frame. Now, if you've done my other tutorials, you'll know that you can use, stone brick and then use cobblestone here, or there's tons of different ones. You can make this out of quartz pillars and then have this as main kind of quartz, those kind of ones. But if you've done my kind of my first medieval house tutorial, you'll understand those switch outs. So pick one of those as your kind of pillar. I'm going to be using oak wood, the same as I've done here. Then you're going to need your base material behind here. I've used cobblestone, you can use stone brick. You can also use, if you're doing this out of quartz pillars, you'd use your chiseled quartz. If you're doing these pillars out of stone brick, you can also use cobblestone here, as we've done with this one. You can also use all your different types of wood, which I might actually do on this one. The one I'm actually going to build, I'm going to make that one with wood. I'm going to change it up a little bit, so I'm going to do it with a different type of wood. I'm going to do it with jungle wood. So I'm going to have 3 different types of wood in this. So I'm just going to show you what it will look like with that kind of base. So you need, the main block and then stairs. You're also going to need your main roof colour. Now, for the main roof colour, you're going to need oak wood planks and oak wood slabs, or any of the other type. This one, as you can see, is oak wood as the main colour. And then I've used spruce wood to kind of give it a trim. This is really useful and almost essential in a way with the 45-degree houses, as it gives a little bit more of depth, and it lines up where I've got these pillars going up. It kind of lines up there and goes all the way across. It kind of makes sure that you know where all the lines are. It makes it a lot clearer without making it clearer. So you need another colour for that, your kind of trim colour. Obviously you're going to need a door, and I'm also just going to grab a window or glass. You're going to need buttons and trapdoors and all that kind of stuff that you would normally have. But we'll do that in the detailing stage. So let's get started. It's really simple. And I'm just going to go through how to do these sections. So usually this is basically built off a 3 section. So if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll then go 1, 2, 3 like this. This is how I do it straight. And then behind that, I would actually have this. And you guys that have done my tutorials again, you'll know that I then push this back. Now you've got 3 blocks in here. And that's what you need to bear in mind. That kind of inside section. And the reason we've got 3 blocks as well, you can of course make that window like that. So how do you go about doing that at 45? If you have a look at here, we've got 3 blocks. You've got 1, 2, which is glass, and then you've got 3. So first pillar, we're going to do, these are always really difficult to kind of do, but I'm going to actually do it the other way, going this way. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to leave a 2 block gap and then have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason we've got a 2 block gap is because when we push this back 1 block, and you can now see we've got 3 blocks, and that's where the window would go. Even though straight diagonal wise we've got these 2 blocks, so you almost go for an even almost an even space in between these. But since you push the block back, it actually becomes an odd, as you can see, right there, to create that window. And it's the same if you went for a 5 spacing. You would then go for 1, 2. I'll actually show you a 5 spacing. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could either, you know, have this normal, but when you push this back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. God, I can't place blocks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You've then got your 5. So you can have your 2 windows there. So, of course, you can make this kind of bigger off the sections that you have. But we'll just do this one here. So you got 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're doing this front one here. Again, sections-wise, we've got 3 sections and a 2 section. Just like my kind of standard size house. So you got 1, you know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your second one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will give us the kind of 3 sections that we've got at the front. Now I'm going to do the side. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will give us the side section. And now we just need to continue it on to make a kind of rectangle. So you got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then you would have that one there. So what that would give us is the basic shape like this, which is just a 3, and you can see this wall here, 3 of them, and then 2, and then it's just a rectangle. But if you needed to make this longer, or if you wanted to make 3 sections go down here, you know, you can do it quite easily with this style as it's modular. Now if you grab your kind of this base material here, the main block of it, of course I'm going to use jungle wood, and anywhere we can just go in, and instead of these kind of direct diagonals, push it back into the center until you get 3 blocks, and just build up kind of wall here, same on this side here as well, and then go around the build, just building up basically, and you're just going to push it 1 block back. It does take a little bit of a kind of I don't know, it takes a little bit of kind of doing to figure out exactly where these blocks are going to be. But you should just have on each section showing 3 blocks back if you've done it exactly the same as me. So there we go. So now if I have a look at it, you can see there's 3 blocks there, 3 blocks there in between. And yeah, on the inside what happens is you can't see these pillars anymore. So they kind of get covered up a bit, but that doesn't matter too much. What we can actually do now is... Actually, we'll do this kind of framework first. So usually with my other ones, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go 1, 2, 3 across to create this kind of framed section. I might actually just keep this here, so I can show you guys this. So I'd usually have this frame on the top, and then add in, you know, detail or whatever like that to make it look a little bit more deep. Well, we're going to do exactly the same thing. As we've already pushed that block back, we need to do the top frame part. So we're just going to go onto these. And the way I do them is I just do them like that. I just make them look kind of normal. If you wanted to, you could do, you know, something like this so that they're showing that face, or you could do it, you know, off this central block and have them shown that way. But I don't know. I kind of prefer it this way, and I think it just looks better. So then we're going to put in these, and again, well, not again, but these are actually forwards by 1 block, as these are going off the direct diagonals, and you can see the straight line that's going across here. So if we just keep on putting in these. And this one as well. And just go around the build to make the basic framework. So then that will give you that, and then you can see clearly the edges there. Now, this one's a single kind of floor, as it's quite easy to do, and it will kind of give you the idea, and you can practice with a very small one, and that's kind of what this tutorial is about. But if you wanted a second floor, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on all these pillars here, and then you would just fill in this floor again, this kind of back part, exactly the same. So it's easy to just make, you know, a double floor version of this. I'm just going to be doing a single. Now we're just going to finish off this floor, so choose where you kind of want a door. As you can see on this one, I've got my door in here. There's 2 different ways to do the doors. Now you could, if you wanted it on the center one, right here, what you're going to have to do is, if you step here, you can do these doors like this, so that they open out like that. But it does give you this kind of double door, and it looks very big. You can also, of course, put in a door on any of these edge parts like this. So you can do like a double door there and possibly put in, I don't know, a piece of glass, or you can do something like that. What I kind of like to do, because the interior is so tricky, is actually put them on the side here. And of course you can't put it in here because that's got another one in this, unless you wanted to do some weird double door thing like that. So what you have to do instead is push it onto this one. And then that's where I'd put in the door, and you have to kind of put it in straight instead of being able to create depth with it. Now what we're going to do is just on these parts we're going to cut out the middle and put in a full block of glass. We can't do the glass panes with this, just because it's on the diagonal, so you have to go with the glass blocks, which is a bit of a shame because it kind of stops us from having a real kind of crazy layer of depth, I guess. And also on this door one I usually put in a window, because it kind of fits with the theme then. And this door does stick out a little bit, but it kind of makes it blend in if you've got the window there. If you haven't, this section is clearly a different section. So I tried to blend it in with just trying to keep the style there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the detail in like I've done on this one and like I do on my other houses. With this one I actually did stairs going in like that. I've actually got oak wood slabs, but I can also show you, you can put in your slabs in here as well. Like so. But I prefer to put in stairs. It kind of makes it look slightly circular. But it's very difficult to actually figure out a proper style. You can obviously go the other way as well, like this. But I think that looks weird. I don't know why, it just doesn't look quite right. So, you've got that, and you do have less choice with the 45-degree ones than you do normal. But yeah, you can obviously do some really weird stuff, but it's very difficult to make it work exactly how you want. So just put in your stairs, and these will be the same colour as you got, well not colour, but same block type as you got behind it. Let's put in these, and you're just going to go around the entire build. Just like this, and there, there. Just to make these kind of circular windows. Like that, there we go. So now we've finished that, we've got the kind of basic style. We're going to work on the roof. If you do want to make another floor, make another floor, do exactly the same so you have this kind of top looking like that. And we're going to do what we usually do. We're going to frame it first. So we're going to go leave this block, put up a block, then go up another block, then the center one. We'll actually just kind of make it completely solid, go up here. Then we're going to work our way down again. So we're just making the frame like we would usually when we kind of do this thing. If I can place them right. So it's just kind of taking this on a diagonal as well, and it's really easy once you've done this framework, because you can see here where it's actually working and it looks completely cool. So I'm going to go there. This one will just make it straight. Don't know why I said that, really odd. And then we just do that. Okay, now your kind of main colour, this kind of main one, if you choose that, I'm actually going to switch mine around. I'm going to do spruce, and then I'm going to border with oak wood planks. So, if we go with our trim colour, so again, this one's spruce, I'm using the oak, just place them on the outside of this kind of edge piece here, and this is just the full block, and just place one like that. That'll give you the kind of trim for that part. If we do the same on the other side as well, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make it all the way across to here, and just leave it like that. Then with your main colour, place one on top, and also add one onto this side here. So it goes onto the edge of the block. This block here, it goes onto the edge of it there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go connect one on the back, and you're just going to zigzag basically all the way back, and you'll see why this works in a bit. And then make sure you put one over here. Same on this side, we're going to go there and then one over, so it just touches the side of this one, and then zigzag back without trying to place them everywhere like I just did. There we go. And then remember to place one extra. Same on the next one, make sure you place one extra, and then zigzag. And we'll get there, and eventually, there we go, like that. Now, do the same at the other side as well, making sure to place one there. I'll do this a little bit faster, and make loads of mistakes, because that's what happens when you go too fast. There we go. And there. And you basically just work your way back, like I'm doing right now. And then one over, and then one here. And keep on bringing this one back. And then the top one, so we've got onto this, and we're actually both of these should be covering up this last one like that. What you're going to do now is grab your trim colour, the same that you put on the outside part here, and just on this gap here, just kind of cover it up like this. And then just place one here, and then one extra right on the end, just to go over. So when you're looking at it on the side angle, you've got a diagonal going here, that goes all the way here, but then you have an extra one because this is the top. We're trying to make it look a little bit more stylized with this part, and we'll do that in a second. So we've got that there. Now what we're going to do is this edge trim piece we want to make kind of look more styled, and actually I need to add an extra block there, so don't forget to do that. So we're going to switch out this one for the trim colour, and this one here, and all these, and then that'll kind of finish off that bit. As you can see there, it kind of borders it, and you can see how it makes it look more interesting. Now we've got these here, do the same on the other side. So there we go, that gives a lot of interest. You could keep it like that if you don't want to put in these side parts, but we're going to do that anyway. So if you look at where your pillars are now, I'm just going to go directly on top of that one, and then work our way back diagonally like that. Same on the other bit, there, there, and there. So it gives us those kind of stripes like that. Same on the other side, find your pillar, one that's on top, and go up. And same on the other bit, like this. And there we go, now we got some style. That's the basic kind of roof. But this doesn't look really smooth, and it doesn't look anything like this one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have slab time. So if you grab your trim colour, I'm just going to put these on this bottom layer like this. And we can do the same on the other side. Like that. Now if we grab your normal colour, just on these edges, so where we've gone and zigzagged in, we can put in a slab on each of these parts. That's same on the next layer. I'm just going to put in a slab on each of those kind of like gap pieces. This one here we'll do something in a bit, so just do it on the kind of darker, or your main kind of roof kind of colour. Put that there, and there. Oop, not there. And keep on putting these around. Like that. And now you can see, I mean, you can see how that actually makes it look. It makes it look a lot better, but you can see the roof, the kind of top of the roof, doesn't look very interesting. So we're going to make that a little bit more interesting. If you now grab your trim colour, we're just going to take off this last one, and add an extra block onto the top of them. What it does is it kind of makes it look a little bit raised. And then here as well, what we can do is we can actually put an extra slab on that part. And again here, I'm going to take this one off, put an extra block on. There you go, you can see that kind of edge piece there. Same on the other side as well, of course. And this edge bit. Oh. Did I just put extra blocks on this? Nope, okay. There is supposed to be one there. So there we go, put that down like that. That'll give us basically the simple kind of little house. So you can see this wooden one, you can see the stone one. It kind of depends on what you really want. We're actually going to add in a little bit more detail. So we need to put in some blocks behind this actually. So if we go inside, so I thought we were done, but we're not. So on the inside, you can just fill this up like this, and just block out the sunlight. I don't know why I didn't just press blocks on these bits. There you go. Much easier. So what happens on the outside is you get this kind of block of depth here. And you can't really do much with this, but you can put in, for example, stairs, do something interesting like that. Or you can follow suit with this, which is what I'd kind of advise. And I've just deleted that block. There we go. Put in some upside down stairs, possibly, or put in some right way upstairs. Maybe that looks better, I don't know. Same on the other side then. Put one in here, put one in here. So it's kind of, this part looks like it's going out, then coming back in. And that'll give you that, but we still need to stylize it a little bit more. And the way that we're going to do that is with the good old buttons and trapdoors, as they are our friends. So if we go to this side piece, just on this kind of connecting part, we can put in these trapdoors. Now if you want to, because this is also kind of hidden, you can put in a piece of glowstone here, and I'm actually going to just do that. There's a kind of hidden block. This will give you lighting on the outside, and it could also leak into the inside as well. Put in a glowstone block and put on your trapdoors like that. There you go, so that hides it. So then you've got some kind of hidden lighting. And same on the other side. Put one in there and put on these. These sections underneath this, actually I advise putting in a trapdoor as well, because it kind of intersects. And I think I forgot that on the other side. Yep, so if we put in this, put in that there, Now if you grab your buttons, what we're going to do is on these middle sections, so we've made it out of sections of 3, so you've got these 3 pillars here, we're just going to cover that middle bit with buttons. And it does look like overkill, but it adds a little bit more depth to it and a little bit more style to it. So you can add these in here. And of course you can use wooden buttons or stone. I prefer to use stone because it contrasts against the wood pillars. Just with this. Also up on this part here you can put in a couple of buttons. Fly over. And then put in a couple of buttons there. But that gives you the kind of detail. And there you go. That looks quite cool. You can also, if you wanted to, build this up a further layer. And make that even higher. But I think that that just looks ridiculous. So, you know, I mean, you can see how it doesn't quite work. But you can kind of have a play around. You know, you can try and make a flick with this. It's really difficult. As you can see there, it doesn't quite work. If you did that, you might want to then put on some slabs on the sides. And maybe even build them down to this point. And you can do something like that. But I haven't figured out a way to make it work 100% yet. It's just very, very difficult. But there you go, guys. That's pretty much it for the tutorial. I don't think there's too much else I can kind of talk about or kind of teach you guys, as it's kind of this weird, quite simple kind of way of doing things, and it's just taking these sections and then modifying them and just pushing these back. So, you know, it's almost like, I mean, you could always also make some sort of hybrid between these two. So you could have a section here and then go 1, 2 like this, and I'm just going to put in a couple of blocks here. You know, you could push this back. There we go. So you got a window here or something like that. You know, you can do some pretty crazy stuff, and you can see how that section looks like this section, even though it's not. And it's very strange, but if you stick to the technique that I've said about this free section, and if you are pushing that block back to the free section, it will work for you every single time. No matter what section size you go for, it will look right, and that's kind of what you want. But yeah, there you go. So there's a couple ideas. Obviously the roof, if you did that style, would get really complex, and I might try at some point to figure out one that's a hybrid between the two. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions, make sure to pop those in the comment section below as well, as this was completely from a suggestion. I built it about 2 minutes before doing this tutorial, as it was requested quite a bit. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.